Hello guys, I'm Fizzy and welcome to a video of an online race on Xbox One around Hungary, which will be a slightly ranty but mostly informative video where I'm basically going to be talking a bit about the online situation on F1 2015 and also the reason online leagues, AOR among others, are currently being delayed. But first of all, let's take you through a typical race start of an online race on the Xbox One at the moment. Let's ignore the fact that I got a horrible start off the line. So we're going down into turn 1, looks pretty reasonable so far, with the McLaren diving a bit up the inside, Cyril Hamilton in the Red Bull there in the middle, seemingly going pretty slow through the corner, before getting up to speed again, but here comes the problem, or the first of them anyway. Let me pause it here for a second, and you can see that the McLaren is now pretty much squeezing the Williams off the track up ahead there. And the problem with that is that the guy in the McLaren is saying in the game chat that on his screen he is miles ahead of everyone else. So basically he is not at all seeing that Williams alongside him, because for him that car is appearing along with the rest of the cars at a completely different place on the track. So obviously this is what is generally being referred to as the ghost car or desync issue, where people's cars just aren't appearing in their correct places on the screen, and in this race it happened already after one corner, at least for that guy in the McLaren. So as we play the video along, we can see that I get affected by a bit of a lag from that Mercedes, which is obviously quite annoying, but I guess kind of to be expected. I mean, that's what happens sometimes. I do not know why that Marussia is slowing down, whether that is intentional or whether that is actually a ghost car or something like that, but anyway, the main problem of course with online at the moment is the desync issue, which you'll see some more examples of later in this lap, and it just makes it impossible to have a proper race at the moment online. I do know that the PlayStation 4 version of the game has had a quite major patch, which apparently has made things a lot better, according to several league racers on AOR that plays on the PS4. But at this stage it really is in a bad state still on the PC and the Xbox, and that obviously makes it difficult to run proper online races. And here we go again. You can see that I'm with my very average driving in this first lap, catching up to a train of cars extremely fast, and that is definitely not because I am driving supremely fast, because I definitely haven't, as I yeah, let's just ignore me trying to do some rallying there. My motivation to concentrate 100% on my driving wasn't exactly at its best at this particular point in time. Let's pause it here again quickly just to give an example. So you can see at the top of the screen it says that Leobot has just set the fastest lap of the race, which indicates that he has actually completed a lap, because otherwise he couldn't have set a lap time. However, when you look at the minimap in the bottom left, there is no cars on my screen who has crossed the line yet. The lead car, according to my minimap, is going into the final corner. So clearly there are some major desync issues going on my screen as well, which explains why I'm catching that group of cars so fast, because those cars are not actually being driven by their proper human drivers. So I mean, I'm sure you guys can see the issue here and the problem of racing in these conditions, as we now get another example of the McLaren going straight through a couple of cars without being affected at all, because clearly they are not there on his screen, as I'm just trying to get away from these desynced cars, which are mobile chicanes at this point, and ultimately I get hit into the wall and lose my front wing by a car that is not actually been driven by a human. So this is basically my point of the video, and the reason, as we try to ignore my understeer without a wing and hitting that Mercedes off. But, where was I? Yeah, basically, you can see the reason why the leagues are being delayed at the moment. These issues don't happen 100% of the time. I mean, I had that one online race at Bahrain, which I uploaded, which went reasonably well, to be honest. But based on the races I've done online, and also comments from other people who have been racing online, it happens more often than not. And you don't really want to do league racing when you can't properly battle with people. Because sure, one part of league racing is doing fast lap time, you know, setting pole in qualifying and being faster generally than the rest of the field, but you also want to actually be battling the other drivers' cars on the track, you know, making moves, passes, going side by side, trying to beat other competitive drivers on the track by doing more than just beating them in a time trial contest, basically. And when the online lobbies are acting like this, as we see McLaren flying into the wall there without me even touching it, yeah, with online lobbies like this, you just can't do that, basically. So I hope you can see why I'm quite frustrated with this. I mean, especially because the game at its core is pretty decent. The cars have got decent handling, the graphics are fine, and obviously it's finally on the next-gen consoles, meaning I don't have to go back to my Xbox 360 just to play F1 anymore. And the offline part of the game is actually pretty good. I mean, the AI has been improved, and apart from some bugs here and there, I mean, you can have some fun offline races against the AI. But for someone like me, who is mainly a league racer, whose main purpose of buying the game is to race in leagues online, then this is just not good enough, basically. And it's really disappointing because everyone was looking forward to this game, I think. Everyone was looking forward to going back to league racing, maybe once again assembling some of the biggest name in the AOR league history back in the top league for an epic Season 10 on F1 2015. But then this is what we're given, and that is just not possible, as it stands. And that obviously does not only frustrate me as a league driver, but as a league admin as well. Because F1 2014 was already troublesome enough with the major difference between wheels and pads and all that. At least that part of the game seems to have been improved again on this version at least. And the performance on the online cars on the equal setting actually seems to be, well, relatively equal, unlike in some of the previous games as well. But the online service on this game just is so unstable with the desyncing, with the lag, and it's just unraceable at the moment. As I actually passed someone here who was not desynced for me, I think, because he actually seemed to be running at a reasonable pace before I passed him. But this is definitely a desync car, because Leobot, we know him from the top F1 league, he does not drive this slow, and that is 100% not him driving that car just past. So, what can you really do? As we have yet another example of a slow car who, just for good measure, loses his tires as I drive past him, which is interesting. And I would laugh at these things, but it just really is frustrating, because I was really looking forward to this game. I was really looking forward to the leagues being amazing again, with the top drivers back, some great racing, and really, at the moment, it's not possible, as I've said, so the only thing we can do, I guess, is to just wait and hope, cross our fingers, that Codemasters will put out some patches, like they have apparently done on the PS4 version, that fixes the online on the Xbox and the PC. And I guess that is the slight hope in the situation, that they have apparently improved the situation on the PS4. So we can only hope that the other platforms get the same treatment very soon. I mean, some people are even gone as far at the moment to suggest going back to F1 2013 to do leagues. And I completely understand that, to be honest. However, the problem I have with that is that I don't know how many people would be keen on going back to an old console at this point, and an old game. I mean, obviously one thing is for sure, and that is that F1 2013 would give us a lot more stable platform for online racing. I mean, even that of course has its own issues with lag, but not anywhere near the extent as this here seeing this race here. And I guess if several weeks go past and nothing seems to be improving with this game, then we might set something up to kind of explore the interest of going back on a previous game, like see if there's enough drivers who actually want to do that. Because one thing's for sure, I definitely do not want to spend time setting up a league on F1 2013 without being completely sure that there are a good amount of drivers who actually want to be racing on that at this stage. So I guess it's down to Codemasters as to whether that will be a last hope of seeing any F1 league racing anytime soon on the Xbox and the PC. But for now, we'll just have to wait and hope for some patches, see what the status is after that, and just really take it from there. As frustrating as that is. I mean, the PS4 might have a chance of getting something going quite soon, but for Xbox and the PC, it's looking pretty grim at this stage in the pre-patched period of seeing any leagues anytime soon. I mean, I'm lucky enough to I do get some of my league racing fix from iRacing, where I am of course part of the AOR Pro Master Championship, which is really good fun. iRacing definitely the game, in my opinion, with the best online service, but obviously I know the drawback for some people on that is that it is an online PC simulation racer rather than a more accessible console game, so it's obviously a lot harder for people to get into. And the cars we're driving in that league isn't exactly F1 cars, they're slower, but the racing is just as fun, if not even more fun, to be honest. And we are making official coverage videos for that, so I'm sure if you are missing the F1 highlights videos, then you can go and watch that and use that kind of as a substitute in between, because as I said, even though it's not quite F1 cars, the racing will definitely not let you down. So I definitely recommend that if you enjoy watching some good close racing. And also, I've been doing a bit of league racing on Project Cars as well. Obviously the AOR GT3 League, which I was part of for Season 1, for a short 6-race season. I do plan on uploading some more videos from that as well, and probably sign up for Season 2 as well on that, which starts in not too long. So as I said, I'm kind of lucky in that way that I do have some league racing to go to still, but obviously I really want to be doing league racing as well on F1 2015. And I know there are people, of course, that have the F1 games as their only interest when it comes to league racing. So the fact that we can't do it is just really annoying, both for those of us who want to race in them, and obviously I'm sure for those of you guys who want to see videos from league races on this game as well. It is of course quite frustrating as well for me as a video maker, because the league races is kind of the thing that I want to be the main thing as far as F1 videos goes on my channel. You know, I was planning to go back to the official highlights videos for the Xbox F1 League for AOR for Season 10, and that was obviously not working out too well at the moment. And the co-op championship with Kerry as well is being affected by these bugs on these games. Obviously the co-op mode isn't even in the game anymore. They've taken that out entirely for some reason, as with many other features. So me and Kerry obviously facing at the moment the problem of if we want to do co-op, we need to use the online lobbies, which as you can see is quite buggy. And ideally as well, we both want to be playing with wheels on the PC as we did for the previous 2 seasons. But Kerry's wheel has some kind of bug where his buttons, I think, aren't being assigned properly or something like that. So there are just various issues that are holding me back as far as making videos at the moment from anything that is affected by online. And I guess I might actually have to resort to doing career mode as well, like pretty much everyone else is doing at the moment. And you know, I was kind of planning to do career mode anyway, but more as a kind of a third or a second type of series on the channel. But now with these issues, maybe it'll have to end up being kind of a main thing on this game, which wasn't really my intention. But yeah, I guess that is enough. I wouldn't call it ranting. I'm kind of just trying to explain my frustrations more than anything, to kind of get you to understand what is going on, both with regards to the situation of the leagues and also with the situation of me making videos. So I hope you haven't been bored to death by this monologue. And like I said, we'll just have to keep our fingers crossed and see what happens, and hopefully Codemasters can pull off some kind of miracle. As you can see me parking the car here in the gravel, where Lewis Hamilton coincidentally went off in the race in real life, which was an amazing race by the way. Really enjoyed that one, but to be honest, I'm surprised I managed to last as much as 29 laps in this race, because let's be honest, it was pretty pointless to continue on after lap 1 with all the issues. But yeah, finally, to just end the video off, just outlining another issue that happened at the end of the race when I was spectating the man who I thought was leading the race, and who also himself thought he was leading. Just driving around with a left front puncture according to my spectator mode, which apparently he did not have on his screen from what I can remember. But here we go, the race winner has suddenly been crowned, even though this guy, Troy, clearly according to the timing was leading when I started spectating him. But the game just decided to give the winner of the race to someone else. So, I don't know what more to say. I am frustrated, I'm sure you are as well, and thanks for watching. Fingers crossed for some miracle patches from Cody's, and I'll see you later.